Hey guys, Trevor Fenner here with E-commerce Paradise, and today I wanted to talk about AliExpress dropshipping versus high-ticket dropshipping. A lot of people that are getting into dropshipping, you might be interested in it, and you might be searching on YouTube right now. It's probably why you found this video. And the thing is that most people that are talking about dropshipping are talking about this thing called AliExpress dropshipping. It's a business model where you source your products from a website called AliExpress.com, which is basically a sourcing agent themselves that helps you source from Chinese manufacturers that are based in China. So it's a way for you to find products for super cheap that are normally sold in the US market for a bit more. Usually the margins are upwards of 50 to 80%. So if you can find a product for like $5 or $10 on AliExpress, it's usually sold for somewhere between $30 to $60 in the US market. That can go down from there if it's a very competitive niche. It can also go up if it's not competitive at all. So it really just depends. And the difference is with high-ticket dropshipping mostly is that you're working with US-based suppliers. So there are some exceptions. Some people are able to source high-ticket products directly from China, but I usually don't recommend that because you run into a lot of issues with product quality control and things like that, and having to deal with warranty returns. But the cool thing is that high-ticket dropshipping with US-based suppliers, you can work with their warranty and things like that. So you are working with products that you have better control over. So in this slideshow, I'm going to go more into depth on different topics and ideas and reasons why I highly recommend one over the other. So let's just look at a few key facts. AliExpress dropshipping versus high-ticket dropshipping. Number one is the startup cost. The startup cost is about the same. You can build and launch your online store for around $100. Now, sometimes it might cost more. For high-ticket dropshipping, there's a lot more optimizations involved in order for you to make sales. And with AliExpress, if you really want to be able to scale and make more sales and close more sales online more passively, you do have to put in more optimizations, and that takes more money. But in the beginning, you can really start for $100 or less for both business models. Now, as far as long-term obligations go, you really don't have any long-term financial commitments to either business model. All the online services that you'll be using to start up, they work on a monthly basis. So if you decide to just, you just give up and go back to your day job or something, there's no long-term financial commitment required. The monthly overhead with any of these businesses. Now, overhead is one of those tricky subjects because usually people associate overhead with brick and mortar retail storefront businesses. So you have like rent, you have insurance, you have electricity, you have plumbing, you have AC, whatever. So you have employees. There's lots of overhead associated with those businesses. Now with a online business, there really is no overhead like that. However, you do have to pay for things like hosting. You have to pay for tools and resources that you'll need to get started, like a phone number, email address, all that stuff. But usually it's typically less than $50 a month when you get started. When you get growing, it might be less than $500 a month. So it's really low, and it's about the same for both models. Monthly ad costs, those can vary all over the place. It really depends on your ROI, so your ROAS, your return on ad spend. And it also depends on your optimizations, of course. So if you have a 0.5, 1%, maybe 2% conversion rate, and you scale those ads, you really don't need to set a huge budget to get a good return. If you spend $1,000 and you get $2,000 or $3,000 back, then you're making a few $1,000s a month or whatever, a couple $1,000s a month, and you're set, right? And you can try to scale from there. But typically, the ad budget for high-ticket dropshipping is somewhere around $1,000 to $2,000 a month to bring in close to $3,000 to $6,000, maybe up to $10,000 in net profits. So with AliExpress dropshipping, it's a totally different method. There's two different, entirely different lead sourcing methods here. With high-ticket dropshipping, you usually use search engine marketing, so Google Shopping, Google Search Text Ads, YouTube videos, ads, things like that. With AliExpress, you're going to use interest-based targeting. So Facebook ads and Instagram ads are really big with AliExpress because you're targeting people that are going to make an impulse buy decision on something that they just really like, that fits their lifestyle. So it's all over the place, but you decide to set the budget. It's your decision. You can decide to make $5 a day ads, $10 a day ads, whatever. But in the beginning, you have to focus on the optimization, and then you can get to raising your ad budget, right? Now the key here, the biggest factor between AliExpress dropshipping and high-ticket dropshipping is the break-even point. And it's cool that AliExpress dropshipping requires up to hundreds of orders, thousands of orders per month in order to dropship profitably. But with high-ticket dropshipping, maybe only 10 sales a month, 20 sales a month, 30 sales a month, and you're making a part-time to full-time income with this business model. So it's a lot less orders in order to get to profitability, which is great. And that's due to the high profit per order that you make. I'll be talking about that coming up here pretty soon. And the last point is that the time requirements are about the same. It's pretty interesting, but it takes the same amount of time to build an AliExpress dropshipping store as it does to build a high-ticket dropshipping store. It takes the same amount of time to source suppliers, get those products uploaded to your site, put content on your website, run the ads, all that stuff. So with that said, the same amount of time and money that are put into building the stores, and yet you make way more profit per order with high-ticket dropshipping, it's kind of obvious which direction you should go. And why would you stress yourself out? It does take a lot more time and effort to process hundreds of thousands of sales. You can pay for automation tools that do it for you, but that's expensive. That's another expense. You'll need to spend more time doing customer service, right? And customer service is with every single order. Some people won't write you at all. Some people will write you a lot, and it just depends. And there's more chances of errors from the supplier and mistakes in the ordering. There's also more chances of the product arriving wrong, the wrong color, the wrong size, whatever. And there's also more chances of damages in shipment and product defects, and just generally speaking, more headaches. So high-ticket dropshipping is less orders and less headaches. Now let's talk about marketing a little bit here. When it comes to marketing, there's 3 specific ways that I do it that work really well. And number 1, we start with email marketing. We start by building a lead generation funnel. It's when somebody lands on our website, they're going to enter their email address in exchange for some sort of a coupon, and then we send them a series of emails to get them to go through the checkout process. And once they go through the checkout process, they get sent a series of emails, as long as they haven't ordered, about their abandoned cart. And then if they order, then they get another series of emails to get them to buy more from us and engage more with our brand. Okay, so that's set in place first. And then we run Google Shopping campaigns. And Google Shopping is this great thing where people type in a search query based on the product they're interested in. And if you sell that product, your ad will show up first in the Google search results at the top with a picture and the name of the product and a price and your store name and some kind of a promo code as well. So you can compete really good there because people love shopping by pictures and content. So they use that a lot. And Google Shopping is not that expensive, and Google gets to choose the keywords that you rank for. So you can set negative keywords, but generally speaking, it's a very low-cost model for getting started with getting traffic to your website. And then when somebody lands on your website from Google Shopping, but they just decided not to buy from you for some reason, you use Facebook remarketing ads. So these aren't people that are cold leads. These are warm leads, people that have landed on your website, stayed on there for 30 seconds or longer looking through the product, but just it wasn't the right time to buy. So you'll show your ad in front of them with that same coupon code again, and they're way more likely to buy at that point, probably because they're sitting down at their computer, or it's been a day or so and they just decided they need to buy it now. Thanks for following up with me about it. So all the same effort and time goes into each store. Why wouldn't you just want to make more profit per order? AliExpress dropshipping, it's a different marketing method entirely. You have email marketing in place. You'll have Facebook remarketing in place, or you should, but instead of Google Shopping, you'll be using Facebook interest-based ads. So you'll be using all these lead-based ads, get people excited about the product, videos, all this like sales copy and stuff. You try to make the sale right then and there, basically get them to your website, hopefully opt in for your email list, and then remarket to them if they didn't buy later. But for such low profit dollar products, you're going to have to make tons of sales to pay for these ads. And Facebook ads, they used to be cheap, and they're getting more expensive because niches are becoming more competitive. More people are entering all the time. And yet Google Shopping ads are not really getting too much more expensive. They've been consistent over the last half decade. It's gone up a little bit in different niches, but generally speaking, when a bunch of people enter the market and a few people are winning, most of those people will end up leaving within 6 months to a year anyways, just because it's unprofitable and they don't know what they're doing. So then the ad costs go back down. So that's usually what happens. So again, why high-ticket dropshipping is better. You're creating real relationships with US-based suppliers. So with AliExpress, you're not really creating a real relationship. You're just buying a product off a website, really, and having it drop shipped to your customer. So that same customer could have gone to AliExpress and bought that product themselves. Why not? If they know better and they know how to do online shopping and stuff like that, they might be able to just go find that product themselves and wait the same 2 to 3 weeks to get that product. Now, the shipping time with high-ticket drop shipping with US-based suppliers is usually between 7 and 10 business days, maybe less. And it's much better because your product arrives and the customer gets the product and gets to use it and approve it before a couple weeks have gone by. Now, if you have a customer who's waiting a month or more to get their products, like with AliExpress dropshipping, the chargeback potential goes way up. Right? People aren't getting their product within 2 to 3 weeks. They're going to say, where's my product? I ordered this thing, what the heck? And then they just go on their credit card report and they file a chargeback. So it's way better to have faster shipping times. And you just can't really get those with Chinese dropshipping, unfortunately. Again, high-ticket dropshipping is way better because your products actually have warranties. So with AliExpress dropshipping, your products aren't going to have warranties. You're going to basically be the manufacturer, even though you're a retailer. You're kind of both, because you can't just send that product back to China. You're going to have to tell the customer to go ahead and just keep the product, right? And so hopefully it's low dollar enough for you, and there's low enough of these issues so that you can just do that if there is any issue. But with high-ticket dropshipping, you're working with real suppliers. So those suppliers will have warranty policies, and you'll be able to request warranty service from those suppliers for those customers. And your job is just to do the back and forth and make sure the customer gets taken care of. Sometimes they'll ship the product back at the supplier's expense. Sometimes you'll have to cover the shipping. But usually the way it works is it's very profitable, and the warranty issue thing is very low if you're working with good suppliers. Which, by the way, is I teach how to work with only the best suppliers in my academy. So another thing is you don't have to deal with returns yourself. The way I teach how to do it is if your supplier doesn't take returns back for some reason, then that's the same thing you're going to tell the customers. No returns are accepted. So you can always figure things out yourself. Maybe if you get big enough, you can get some sort of a fulfillment center, and an account with a fulfillment center, and have items shipped back and take pictures and sell them on eBay or something. But really, you don't have to deal with returns with high-ticket dropshipping. People may still submit return requests, but you need to have policies in place, and you can take care of them that way and offer them, other ideas like, hey, you can just resell what you have on Craigslist or eBay yourself, and come back to us and buy a different product. All right, and the last thing is quality control is usually actually something that you get with high-ticket dropshipping. You never know what the quality is going to be like coming from China. You have to do a lot of research and read a lot of reviews to make sure there's good quality coming from these suppliers, because sometimes the supplier's quality can be really bad. And a lot of times you'll actually want to do a test purchase first with AliExpress dropshipping just to make sure. Now with high-ticket dropshipping, a US-based supplier, usually the quality is much better because they are ordering from the Chinese manufacturer. They are taking the product in, they check the product first before shipping it, they repackage it or they palletize it, whatever, if it's a big product, and then they ship it out. So usually the quality control is much better. And some more points here, just to kind of reiterate. When you sell a $1,000 item, your profit at about 30% is around $300. So making $300 profit per order or more, like if you sell a $2,000 or $3,000 item, it could be $600 or $900 profit. That really does help pay for all your marketing costs and actually give you a real income. And when I've gotten my stores going really good, it's usually between 2 to 5 sales per day, and it's around $1,000 to $3,000 per sale. So when we really get going, you're making $1,000, $2,000 per day in net profits. And that's just amazing because then you can really, really, really scale up your businesses. With AliExpress dropshipping, again, you're going to make on the same profit margins, and usually actually with AliExpress, it's around 50% margins if you're doing it right. So I'm going to say a $100 item with 50% margins, usually actually about $50 instead of $30. So $50 still is not that much to make per sale. You're still going to have to make 10 or 20, maybe 30 sales per day in order to be profitable at the same level you could be with high-ticket dropshipping. So 10, 20, 30 as opposed to 1, 2, or 3. Take your choice, right? The same amount of money goes into marketing these products. Again, it's not a whole lot different. The same ad costs and ad spends that bring the customer to your website, to remarket them, to follow up, all that stuff is very similar. The same amount of effort goes into creating the website, building it all up, building the marketing and stuff like that, and fulfilling the order. So why would you rather make $30? You would probably rather make $300 per order, right? It just makes sense. So this is all the cool stuff that I teach how to do in the E-commerce Paradise Academy. Now the E-commerce Paradise Academy high-ticket dropshipping masterclass specifically is about a case study store that I have built that I documented the entire process with my best methods of starting up and launching and scaling a dropshipping business. So this is way different because most courses just teach you how to do stuff, kind of like show you topical overview stuff and then maybe screenshots, maybe a demo site. So you kind of have to figure things out yourself. They don't show you how to do code adjustments in the theme or customizations. I actually break down and film and record the entire process of me doing all of that. So it's way different from any other course out there. And the coolest thing is that right now it's at a drastic discount because I'm still building it out. So get in there right now. I can't guarantee the prices are going to last forever, but check it out. If the pricing is still good, it'll be on that sales page. If not, if I've actually finished the course by the time you watch this video, then the price is what it is. You can always sign up for my free mini course called Dropship Secrets if you're just getting started, and that really goes over more of this topical overview stuff where I go into depth onto what you need to know before you go about starting a dropshipping business. And you can also get my free niches list. It's a 99 niches that are actually vetted. So these are niches where real websites exist out there that are selling these, that are niche dropship only websites. And that's key here, is understanding that you need to find competitors first that are actually already successful in your market before you can start selling in that market. Again, it's something that I talk about in the Academy. That's in the niche hack section of the Academy. You can go to the sales page, ecommerceparadise.com/academy, or just go to the homepage, sign up for all the niches list and the free resources there and stuff like that. You can read some guides, and go to the Academy sales page, academy.ecommerceparadise.com. and read about it and look at all the lessons. I actually list out every single lesson I do on there, which is, again, totally different. Most courses never do that kind of a thing. I actually show my lessons out there and what they are, and you'll see all the in-depth work that it goes into. Some of those modules have 30 plus lessons in them, and that's just because that this takes a lot of work, and I realize that most courses don't teach people how to do it. They teach people like the super simple stuff because I realize most people want something that's just really simple, easy to implement. They can just do it fast. But the truth is that this stuff isn't simple. And in the beginning it might be, but really if you want to do it right, you want to be profitable with it, actually create a real business, you're going to have to get more into depth, right? And that's why I decided to teach and make something that's better than anything else out there. So go check it out, E-commerce Paradise Academy. Get your free niches list, get your free mini course, and if you decide that this is something that you want to do, then you can get in there and get started right away. I'm looking forward to helping you start your own profitable high-ticket dropshipping business. I'll see you on the inside.